What's up, gang? Hey man, this is kind of a sad video for all you guys that have probably been in this guy's position. This is a real video. This really has happened in the past. I've had it happen. I've seen it happen. I was on the other end of the phone. I was the bad guy. But I do feel sorry for this man. I know that this has happened. And I don't want you guys to be in this man's position. So I want you to watch this video to the very end so you don't find yourself in a position like this. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, join the CLG community, 7-day free trial, jump in, DM me, get a free one-on-one, talk to the members in the group, post things, read the posts, read the text scripts, all types of stuff like that, so that you can become elite sooner rather than later. And with that being said, let's jump right into the video.
On my mama, if it's that nigga that I seen on your shit, liking your shit, bro, you already know what time it is, bro.
Baby, what nigga? You ain't got nothing to worry.
Okay, alright.
Baby, I promise you. Oh my God, yes.
Oh my goodness, bro, I need to drink something real quick, man. But let's just put it like this, man. Please don't be the nigga that's on the phone being recorded, calling while his girl's getting wrecked by another man. Please don't be that guy. I try my best to teach guys how to not be that guy. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm wrong, but I'd rather teach the guy that's doing the wrecking. I'd rather be teaching the guy that's on the other end of the phone, right? I teach guys how to be on the other end of that transaction. The one that's hitting it so good that she can't even hold her composure while she on the phone with her man. She can't even hold her composure while she getting wrecked by Billie Dean. You understand where I'm coming from? So at the end of the day, it's only one way to be that, right? And that's a true CLG guy. You know what I mean? Throughout, inside and out. If you're not a CLG guy, unfortunately, you know what I mean, and you don't believe in nothing that I say, and you don't believe in the, you don't believe in the mindset stuff that I teach and things like that, and how to go about doing your business with women. Unfortunately, more times than not, you're going to be the guy on the phone. You might not catch her. That's the thing. Most of the times, girls don't get caught. And girls are very, very, very naughty. And this is what I mean by very naughty. If a girl's cheating on her man, which this happened to me in Minnesota, her man can call her in the middle of sex and she will answer. She can be getting wrecked, doggy style, missionary. She will grab the phone and she will answer the call. Now, me being a nice guy, I slow down the pace usually when she's on the phone. So I don't, I'm just not that guy. You know what I mean? I could be the guy to speed it up and really, get her caught up. But I'm just not built like that because I don't know who's on the other end of that phone. And he could black out, chop her up, kill her, all because he's emotionally tied to this woman, because most likely he's not good with women in general. So he barely got this woman by the skin of his teeth. She knows it, so she doesn't respect him, but he's a safe choice. And what I mean by a safe choice is, he's going to be faithful. He's a safe choice, but he doesn't arouse her. And she knows the guys that arouse her most likely going to hit it a few times, put her in a situationship, not take her serious, not really move her in, not treat her like the wife or whatever the case is, but he will. But there's no arousal there, because at the end of the day, girls like men. Men don't actually want just one woman. They have been programmed and conditioned to believe this monogamous, lifestyle that was given to them from the founding fathers and all that stuff like that, and has been pushed through the media and things like that. They have been conditioned to believe that, but in all actuality, naturally, men aren't programmed for just one woman. And a lot of people are gonna come at me and be like, well, CJ, you're wrong, because all I want is one woman. Naturally, most men aren't programmed for one woman. There might be a guy out there that truly, truly, truly wants one woman. There might be a guy that truly wants no women. There might be a guy, there's always different forms of life throughout life, right? They got homosexuals, they got trans people, there's always a group of people that's different, right? They got people that claim to be asexual, whatever the case is. They have different groups of people. So I'm not saying that it's impossible for a guy to truly just want one woman, but if guys were being honest with themselves, it is very highly unlikely. And what I mean by that is, if a guy truly just wanted to be with one woman to the day he died, the porn industry would not be making this much money. Prostitution wouldn't be making that much money. OnlyFans models wouldn't be making this much money. Strip clubs wouldn't be making this much money. Sex stores wouldn't be making this much money. All of this stuff that I'm telling you makes money because guys aren't naturally monogamous. Guys love variety. Now, it's different. What most guys do is they can't get another woman, or it's very difficult for them to get another woman, so they rather just stick with the woman they have and jack off on the side. Or they rather just stick with the woman they have and then get some rub and tugs at the Asian parlor. They rather just stick with the woman they have and go to the strip club from time to time. They rather just stick with the woman they have and, subscribe to a beautiful girl's OnlyFans that's their dream girl that they can never get. Now, is there a one-off instance where a guy happens to land his dream girl that is perfect in every way and he only wants her? This is the thing, though. If we want to go to science based off of, studies and stuff like that, and I'm not big on stats and studies or whatever the case is, but this one was very interesting. That's why I wanted to bring it to you guys' attention. If we want to go off the science approach, well, guess what? With the science approach, they say the more times a guy sleeps with the same woman, the less sexually attracted he is to that woman, particularly. The more times one guy sleeps with the same exact woman, the less attracted he is to that woman specifically. But the opposite happens for women a lot of times. The more times a woman sleeps with the same guy, the more sexually attracted to that guy she usually is. Now, here's the caveat. If the guy is feminine, her respect for him lowers. Therefore, her sex drive lowers. You know what I mean? We're talking about masculine men. You get what I'm trying to say? If a masculine man is consistently spreading the girl's cheeks, that girl is naturally going to be more attached to that guy. I've seen this happen over and over again. The more that I sleep with the same girl, the less attracted sexually I am to her over time. But my attraction for her started so high to begin with that, I got rotation girls from way back in the day. I was so sexually attracted to them. So yes, it's not the same as before I got the cheeks. I mean, I remember the first time some girls I've peeled them panties back for the first time. Man, I was shooting everywhere. You feel me? Like you had to clean this up with a mop. So, but after a while, you know what I mean? This is how guys are. You know what I mean? The more we sleep with the same girl, the more our attraction dwindles down. It just is what it is for that particular girl. It's because guys like variety, girls like one partner. So when you as a guy jump into the feminine world and you become a guy who likes one partner, you're essentially becoming a female, which a lot of guys in today's dating market are actually becoming females. You have the dating coaches who want to basically look like girls, get their eyebrows arched, toenails done, shave everything. At this point, they fucking females. They're not even men no more. We don't even know what they are. You know what I mean? They walk around with butter, glossy lips. And I mean, those dudes would get hurt in jail. Those dudes might not make it in jail. You know what I mean? They so feminine, the masculine men gonna be like, hey, bro, I ain't seen a girl in years. Hey, cuz, drop them drawers. You feel me? Like, that's what happens. The men are turning into girls nowadays. And I don't have nothing against looks maxing and stuff like that. But the looks maxing that I'm talking about is more of like a masculine looks maxing. If you're gonna do it, I don't do it. But the people that do the jaw thing, make their jaw stronger, things like that. There's certain things that you can do to looks max to give you more of a masculine edge, which actually works better than a more feminine edge. So I have a 6'3" homeboy. He did looks maxing, but he went for more of a masculine approach. Like he did something with his jaws and his jawline and like his muscle mass and stuff like that. And he went more for a masculine look opposed to a feminine look, like the FitX Fearless guy. I think the FitX Fearless guy goes for more of like a feminine kind of look or whatever. And this guy gets hella fucking pussy. Like hella girls hollering at him. You feel me? Because he went for the masculine look. So if you are going to go to looks maxing route, just understand, be a man. You know what I mean? Don't try to turn into a girl. This is not the time for that. You know what I mean? Women still like men. Matter of fact, their bodies can't help it. They respond to men like no other. Their bodies respond differently when they're in the presence of a man. When they're in a man's aura, it responds differently than when they're in the presence of a female or a feminine man. And if you don't believe me, test it. Go into the field and test it. Be feminine and be masculine and see the different types of respect and feminine energy that you get from women. The kryptonite to women is masculine energy. It's not feminine energy. I don't know how many times I got to tell you guys that. But, you know, it is what it is. We got a lot of hard-headed people. We got a lot of people that want to move, you know, do things, you know, their way, whatever the case is, which I'm cool with. You know, if you want to be feminine and you want to stay on that side of the fence, you can do that too, right? Just pick a side. You know what I mean? If you want to be on the masculine side, come over here, CLG. You want to be on the feminine side, you know, there's a whole lot of dating coaches that teach that feminine shit. You know what I mean? That's not me. So maybe this might not be the channel for you. If you want to go on that side of the fence, there's a whole lot of dating coaches that teach you to court a woman, teach you to treat her with respect and be kind, look for the right woman, good women don't do these things, and blah, 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 and yada, 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 and yada, 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 yada. They sound like a bitch. They sound like a female dating coach in a male's body. They have been so brainwashed by females, they have become a female. They be so fucking soft that you know for a fact their wife can get caught by a masculine man. You know for a fact if she was in a room with some masculine energy, she's dropping them drawers and her pussy's dripping. Now, does she have the discipline to not do it? Maybe. But if you put her around enough masculine men for too long, the pussy might fold, or she'll go back to her husband and give him the best sex of his life, but she'll be thinking about that masculine man that she was in the room with. Women's kryptonite is masculine energy, not the guy who's soft and in touch with his feelings and wants to cater to her and wants her to be the little princess and always asking her questions and trying to communicate with her. This shit is fucking ridiculous. Bro, there are guys out there, it's like you have to have open lines of communication and it has to be healthy in order to have a healthy, non-toxic relationship. And some girl filmed her husband communicating with her like, honey, I know I don't appreciate you some days, but I just want to let you know that I appreciate you. And he was like, thank you for showing me appreciation. I'm like, yeah, they're not fucking. They're not fucking. If they're filming them trying to have open dialogue conversation and it's that pussy, they are not fucking. Unless behind the scenes that nigga toxic as fuck. In front of that camera and she doing that and putting this nigga on blast like this and showing that he a pussy, they're not fucking. They're just in it for the look. Some people, some guys, whether you believe it or not, they are so caught up into being politically correct, girls and guys, and they're so caught up into the image and the look that a lot of times they get married for no fucking reason. They just want to have a wife on their side so that they can look like they're more professional than they actually are and hopefully get raises and get invited to parties where married couples get invited, and basically, essentially, they're bootlickers, ass kissers, in hopes of making more money. People can be slave to money. People don't understand that. Being a slave to money can cost you your masculinity at times. It is very true. Because if you're a slave to money, that means that you can be bought. And if you can be bought, that in and of itself is not masculine. If somebody said, I will give you $1 million to suck my dick, and you got on your knees and sucked that dick for $1 million, you can't call yourself masculine. Yeah, I'm a masculine man, man. You know, I had to suck that dick for that money. No, you're a slave to money. You're a slave to money. You know what I mean? There's somebody watching this show right now. Shit, for $1 million, nigga, I'll lick his ass. You're a slave to money. That's what I'm trying to say. Money is something to enhance your life. It's not something that you should be a slave to it. You can live off the earth for free if you really, really wanted to. It'd be very fucking difficult, but you can fucking do it. You know what I mean? The earth has everything for free. The earth has free water. The earth has shelter. The earth has food. Yes, you might have to build it. You might have to put some sweat equity in it, but everything is provided to you by the earth itself. That's why it's called Mother Nature. If worse came to worse, you can live off the land. But people don't have that kind of mindset. And trust me, I don't want to live off the fucking land. But guess what? I'm not a slave to money. I'm not a slave to it. I know how to make it. But I don't let it make me. Ain't nobody gonna come to me and say, I'm gonna give you this money and you gonna do something against your code, against your manhood, against what you believe in. You know what I mean? Especially if it's all the way out of fucking line. Now, if it's working a job that I agreed on the terms for, and it's something that I can do for the money. I'm not a slave to the money, but this is something I agreed on. Yeah, I agreed that I can sell for this company with this commission split and this and yada, yada, yada. And I'm going to do the best of my ability to make that goddamn pay plan work in my favor. Yes, I'll do that. I have done that. I was in sales my whole life. Those are my jobs. But those jobs felt masculine to me because at the end of the day, I had my own schedule. I fucking played by my own fucking rules. And when I sold, I made money. If I didn't sell, I didn't eat. You understand where I'm coming from? That's called getting it off the muscle. That's called getting it how you live. You understand? Instead of somebody waiting for somebody to hand me something for showing up. You know what I mean? The Jewish lover boy quit a job. It was a commission-only job. And he said, I can't do it, man. Some days I make $50. Some days I make no money. I can't do commission-only. I need to be able to have a job. I just show up, I work, I get paid. This is nonsense. Feminine mindset. Motherfucker don't want to hunt and eat what he kill. He'll go out and talk to hoes all day. But he want to get paid for his time. But you got to understand, if all you're doing is getting paid from your time, you're not getting commission, you're not getting a percentage, you are limited to how much you can make. Because there's only so many hours in a day, and there's only so many hours that you can work. But you start getting some commission splits, that's how you start making more money than you should be making. You understand where I'm coming from? You start getting some percentages of some things. People don't understand, even, I'm not even going to get into it. Let's just stay back on the topic at hand. The video that I showed you was a perfect example of, God damn, I done got so fucking far off track. I done got so motherfucking far off track. I forgot the goddamn video that motherfucker was responding to. Sometimes it be like that, man. It be a long night. I had a bunch of stuff going on, basketball, this and this. You know what I mean? Got to slide out of town real quick. I got a bunch of stuff on my plate right now. But, hey, I'm doing this for the community. I'm doing this for the guys. I'm doing everything in my power for the guys to become elite sooner rather than later. But, yeah, man, going off on these tangents, going on these rants, you know how I do things. But let me just circle this back around and let me land this goddamn plane. At the end of the day, if you want to separate yourself from everybody else, one of the things that you're going to have to understand is, in order for you to separate yourself from everybody else, you're going to have to unplug from the programming that has been programmed in your head for years and years and years by very, very, very talented marketing teams. Marketing, media, people with a lot of money backing them in order to get you to behave in a certain way that is somewhat predictable for them so that their bottom line can grow over time. Does that make sense? This is why the top 1% owns all of the wealth. Pretty much all of the wealth. Everybody else is fighting for pennies. If you actually looked at the money map, you'll see that what I'm saying is actually true. You understand where I'm coming from? So, back to the video. with the guy crying on the phone, listening to his girl get cracked by another man. And that man was cracking her. He was cracking her so hard that she couldn't even hold her composure. She could not even hold her composure. That means that this nigga was digging deep in her soul while she was on the phone with that guy. And she was breaking that guy. Every noise, every moan that she made that he wasn't the cause of, she was breaking that guy. That guy was broken because he did the ultimate sin, was put a woman on a pedestal. At the end of the day, the woman is beneath the man. The moment you put the woman higher than you and you follow the woman's lead, that is the moment everything will end poorly for you. So I hope that sinks in. I hope that makes sense. I hope I put a lot of gold nuggets in this video. Thanks for bearing with me. And if you haven't done so already, CLG Community, 7-day free trial. What do you have to lose? Link is in the description. Link is in the comments. Jump in. All of my work is in there. I keep adding and adding and adding because I want you guys to become elite sooner rather than later. And I hold back nothing. You see the text scripts. You see how stuff plays out. You see, you got the hard 30. You got everything that you need in order to be great. The only thing that you're missing is execution after you get all the information that's needed. We have a 60-year-old man that I've been watching his story since the beginning. He makes things happen, and all he does is stick to the script. That's it. He comes in, he learns, he takes notes, he makes things happen. And I want you to be the same way. And with that being said, I'm out. Peace.